Welcome to the third video of today's class. Now, without further delay, let's look at the detailed job description and job specification written on these two-page document that I showed you earlier. So first, at the very top of the document, we have this part, which is called job identification. This part contains the job title. So we can see here that the name of the position is telesales representative. Who is a telesales representative? Someone who sells products over a telephone, whatever the product is. Now, besides job title, we also have salary grade, department, and job location. We do not need to understand the remaining portions of this photo because these are applicable to US job market. The only remaining thing that we need to look at here is the reports to section. So this one asks that does the telesales representative need to report to somebody else? Does he or she have a boss? If so, who is that? Okay. Now all of these things together, this section is called job identification. Why job identification? Because here, by reading this part, I can identify briefly what is the job that I'm talking about. Now, if we look carefully, all of these explain the job itself. So this is part of job description. Moving on. Now in page 1, after job identification, we have job summary. What is that? This is basically a brief overview of the job. I would request you to read this para from here or from your book. Now, if you read this para, you will see that this is a brief summary of the responsibilities of the job. So again, this summary part describes the job itself. So this is also part of job description. Moving on to the next section. So for now, we do not need to look at scope and impact of the job section. This is advanced level. Let's look at the section after that, which is required knowledge and experience. So we can see that in this part, we have related work experience, formal education, and skills. So all of these explain the person, and that is why this is part of job specification. Now in page 2, we have the main part of job description, which is the responsibilities and duties. So primary responsibilities. We will go through each of these sections in detail. Now, please take a look at this slide, especially this para. Here it says that often job descriptions might be listed in order of importance. What do we mean by that? I'll explain it very soon. Let's take a look at the document for the explanation. Here we have primary responsibilities. And all of the responsibilities under primary responsibilities are divided into different categories. So under primary responsibilities, we have sales related tasks, we have responsibilities related to publishing, and responsibilities related to territory management. Now among all of these responsibilities, 60% is driving sales related task. So that comes first. Next, 25% of the responsibilities of the job is related to publishing. So that comes second. And the rest 15% is related to territory management. And that comes last. So as I said just a bit earlier, that the responsibilities might be listed in order of importance. So the most important one comes first, the next important one comes second, and the least important one comes last. So this is about primary responsibilities of the job. Now with regards to responsibilities, please take note. When writing responsibilities, if you are an HR manager of a company, please do not include cop-out clause ever. What is a cop-out clause? It is this specific few words. So other duties as assigned. This is a cop-out clause. This is another example of a cop-out clause. So performs other duties as required. So both of them basically mean the same thing. Now, what is the problem with these? So after writing all of the responsibilities of a job, if I add these words at the very end of the job responsibilities section, that means I can give that person any duty I want. So just to elaborate, even if the job role is that of a marketeer, the boss can tell that person to do the job of a finance guy when required. If these words are included in the job description or under the responsibilities section, the boss can send the guy to grocery shopping for his or her own house, right? Or even tell the person to look after his or her own kids. That's not something we should do, right? So if you are an HR manager or if you have a company of your own, you should not include something like these in your job description because that is unethical, right? So my sincere request to you, do not be a boss like him. All right. So we have gone through a lot of sections of the document. So besides all of these sections that I have described till now, some other sections might be there as well, such as supervisory responsibilities. So what do I mean by that? For example, in case the job is for the position of the head of marketing, he or she will obviously be the boss of a lot of people, right? So he or she will have to supervise 50 people, for example, in the marketing department. So his or her responsibilities as a boss or supervisor may be explained in the job description. So that is supervisory responsibilities. Responsibilities as a supervisor or as a boss. Then working condition. We have already explained this earlier, so I'm not going to explain it here any further. And we can also have sections like machines, tools, and equipments. We have also discussed this in the earlier video. So in some job descriptions, machines might also be mentioned, especially if it is a technical job. For example, the job of a scientist or mechanical engineer. Now, congratulations. We have gone through the whole document and gone through all the different parts of that document. So again, in summary, this is the outcome. So we have learned what a job description is and what a job specification is, and we have analyzed the whole document in page 1 and page 2. Now please remember, I have two very important points or crucial points for you to note. And these are the final 2 points of this video. Now please take a notebook because these points are not mentioned in the slides. Number 1. Although in the books JD and JS are two different things, in organizations, in day-to-day office work, when you join an organization, if someone asks you to prepare a job description, that means he or she is asking you to prepare both the job description and the job specification. So this full document, page 1 and page 2, together is often referred to as the JD of telesales representative or the job description of telesales representative, which also contains the job specification part. So please listen again. Keeping with the practice, when we ask you to prepare a job description for any job role in the future, make sure to include both the job description and job specification in your assignment. Because again, in practical life, when someone asks to prepare a job description, that means he or she is asking for both the job description and the job specification in a single document. Alright, the second point. This 2 or 3 page document that we have analyzed is an internal document of the organization. Every HR department has a document for every single job like this. But this detailed 2 page or 3 page document is not publicly available. This is an internal document. However, while giving job advertisements or job posting to the public, we often see a much shorter version of JD and JS on company websites or job advertisement sites. In the very next video, I am going to show you some of these practical JD and JS examples from different company websites live. There, you will get an idea how much JD and JS can vary from company to company and job to job. So for now, we are done with this video's content. See you very soon in the next video with practical examples.